I was going to title this poem about an addict, but it's about a brother, my brother. It's about you. Maybe it was mom or maybe it was dad that split that addict gene. You took a Y, I grabbed an X, because it's all about chance. I remember the past 9 years. I remember my first day of high school in 2005 was your 310th day, but we were finally in the same school, and I just wanted my older brother to think I was cool. I remember 2 weeks into that year, you were suspended. 2 days later, I came home and you were gone. I remember thinking I'd never see you again. You've been dragged out of our house to a wilderness rehabilitation camp that ended up being pretty damn close to the college I eventually chose. I remember the 6-foot snowstorm we drove through to visit you, how you told us ladybugs had infested your sleeping bag and you'd never love another. I remember thinking I'd never see you again. The sweat lodge, the mountains, that nasty-ass beard you couldn't shave. We rode to a place where you'd be safe, a therapeutic boarding school. Maybe you'd learn or maybe you'd fake it through, but you'd get to the end. And you did. And we believed. And you probably believed you could do it too. You graduated and I came out. You relapsed and I came down. A lot of denial, a lot of secrets. Same place, same people, and different struggles. I won't forget the 2 in the morning phone calls from hospitals. They stapled you back up. I'm stuck at home. Mom is visiting grandma. You just got the shit kicked out of you. Don't tell her. She doesn't need to know. I remember thinking I'd never see you again. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate you. I love you. I hate. I love. I hate. I remember that 4th of July. I remember running away. I remember fist grounds, locked doors, the yelling, hands around my throat. It was middle school all over again. I took a picture of you on our porch, painted you in red, yellow, and black. You hung like a murder on the dining room wall. I was a lit cigarette, you a Molotov cocktail. Because I turned 17, I was poking my skin with tattoo ink, dreaming about permanence and homes. You turned 19, you weren't making it through college as you were alone. You came back and I left. You relapsed. I remember thinking I'd never see you again. My college was 3 hours away and I felt far from everybody. You were working at mom's company and I couldn't wait to visit for the holidays. But then 2 weeks after Christmas, 1 week after I had my double mastectomy, within 15 minutes my head was against the ground, there was a knife, a new hole in the wall, and the operator on 911 wouldn't let me get off the phone. Then there was a big policeman laughing in our kitchen, protecting us as we waited for you to grab socks or whatever. 5 minutes later and you're gone. I knew I'd never see you again. A jail cell for a night in Boston suburb isn't as bad as the streets, but then New Hampshire welcomed you with open arms. Our dad doesn't believe in medication. Our mom wrote the laws. It's a big change. Somehow by September, you had a fiance. You called me your brother. You told me you loved me. I'd never been more proud than seeing you standing sober. What was that change? Years come in a solid line. I forget a lot of things a lot of the time, but I've never felt higher than on the cliffs of Northern California. You smiling, the sun smiling. We have healed. We have healed. The wind whispering words like a blessing for our minds. We burnt red and orange that summer. My scars turned to skin. Your scars remained unseen. You're still 2 years older than me, but 1 year ago I graduated from college. And even though you were always planning on doing it first, you came and said you were proud. Still, something seemed wrong. We stood out back like we always do, flames flickering in the wind. I told you about my own demons, how alcohol turned me into a monster sometimes, how I'd stopped drinking right around the time all of my friends were turning 21, how they didn't support me, and how I'd need some time and space before I could do it all again. And you didn't talk about yours. I was talking to yours. We came home together. I saw you sip a beer, light a joint. I did too. I wanted to be casual with you. Forget the past. This is what brothers do. But I heard the words through the grapevine about leaving Relapse, Flux. You began struggling for a few months in quiet again. I started reading books about meth addicts, heroin addicts, memoirs to help me understand the grasps, to show me the falls, to shed some light, because there was no way I could fully understand, but I tried. But hey, you were doing well at school once you got back in. You worked your ass off to get there, even though you've always been so goddamn smart. We can be invincible when we want to. You can think you're invincible when you want to. And I've always loved that regardless. I've blamed myself for thinking you already hit rock bottom, but the rock hadn't even appeared yet. It's been almost a year since the last time I worried. That sunny May day where you told me that drinking just wasn't for you, but it was still what you were going through. Last week you looked me in the eyes and told me that again, but I saw somewhere inside you're still searching. Lower and lower, the root, the cause, the up, the down, the pause. So on Sunday, you were at 350 BAC, head smashed open after being drunk all week. Sunday, I was with my new Taylor 114E I named after our late grandma. I got the call, and those assumed 9 months sober did seem too good to be true. I hadn't forgotten about the blue-eyed bruise. I hadn't forgotten the demon in you. I'm thinking I may never see you again. Monday, you wake up alone at the hospital. No one's coming this time. I was told to let you help yourself. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to feel. I'm not sure I'll ever see you again. Tuesday, I woke up not knowing where you would be. Did you enter a program? Did you try to call me? Mom's only planning for what she knows. This was the closest you'd ever gotten to that edge. I don't want to stand on the cliffs of California with your ashes. But I would. I'm having a panic attack, and I don't think I'll ever see you again. Wednesday, I was on TV. It was surreal to me. I haven't been truly asleep, but it pulled me a bit up from the words through the vines preparing to say their goodbyes to you. You've entered inpatient, but insurance only allows for 5 days because 5 days is definitely enough in their minds, as if inpatient drug detox rehab is a vacation, as if after 5 days you can just return to the normal world like everyone else, because no one is just like everyone else. I don't know what to do, so I start planning for the worst on Friday. Who's in danger? Who will be hurt? Who can I save? You or her, mom or I won't ever see you again. But by Thursday, you've made a choice. There's a halfway home back in New Hampshire, and 3 weeks of meditation sounds okay. Am I okay? Are you okay? Will I see you again? Friday, you've got more ideas for your recovery, and when your fiancé drops you off there, you're smiling because you know. That could be our last call from a hospital. That could be our last trip to a temporary home. This could be a sense of hope. This could be permanent, right? Because you chose life. I remember feeling helpless, not knowing what to do, knowing I couldn't tell you what to do, knowing you had to do it for you. I remember all the shit we've dug through, all the times you apologized for not being the brother, son, fiance you want to be. You can still be the person you want to be. I know this roller coaster of addiction is a lifelong ride for both you and I, but there have been good times. I remember we got high on skateboarding, basketball, and slip and slides. I remember the first time you called me your brother after years of resisting that major change, and you telling me I was perfect. I remember forgetting that you used to be my idol. I will now only forget the bad, because you are perfect. Because more than anything, I remember your smile. The one that tells me you're not just an addict, just that an addict will forever be in you. So maybe it was mom, or maybe it was dad that split that addict gene for us. You took a Y, and I grabbed an X, but it's all about chance. Simply living day to day, I'm always with you. You are more than whatever you are going through. So each choice is mine, and I can only choose to help myself. Each choice is yours, and you can only choose to help yourself. I don't really know the right words. My ribs shake and bellow with each passing day. But what I really mean to say, my brother, is that I will always forgive you. And I already do. And I can't wait to see you